What would the political landscape look like without Kevin McCarthy as House Speaker? We dive into this thought-provoking question today. The stage was set for an unprecedented event in American history, as Kevin McCarthy, the House Speaker, announced he would not run for re-election following his removal from the post. This marked the first time a speaker was ousted in the history of the United States. This ousting wasn't a unilateral decision from one party. In fact, it was supported by lawmakers from both sides of the aisle, causing a ripple of shock and chaos within the chamber. This unforeseen turn of events has significantly hindered the GOP's ability to advance their conservative goals. The decision was a reflection of internal conflicts and disagreements that had been brewing within the party. Representative Matt Gaetz, a controversial figure himself, was one of the key players in this political drama. Gaetz insisted that his move against McCarthy was not personal but rather a critique of his job performance as House Speaker. Gaetz's denial of any personal vendetta and his defense of the ousting raised eyebrows, adding another layer of intrigue to the unfolding story. McCarthy, in response to his ousting, decided to take a step back from the political limelight, announcing to his fellow House Republicans that he would not run again for the position of Speaker. This announcement left the room stunned and the political landscape uncertain. In the aftermath of McCarthy's removal, Representative Patrick McHenry stepped in as the interim Speaker pro tempore, presiding over the vote and selection of the chamber's next Speaker. McHenry, a top ally of McCarthy, had played a key role in negotiating McCarthy's speakership earlier in the year. This seismic shift in political power begs the question, who were the key figures orchestrating this ousting? McCarthy's removal didn't happen in a vacuum. Several key players were instrumental in this dramatic turn of events. Among these, Representative Matt Gaetz and Representative Patrick McHenry stand out, and we can't discount the shadow of former President Donald Trump lurking in the background. Let's start with Matt Gaetz. Known for his fiery speeches and strong political stances, Gaetz was a vocal critic of McCarthy's leadership. He insisted that his move against McCarthy wasn't due to a failure to quash an ethics investigation, but rather a response to what he perceived as subpar job performance. Gaetz didn't shy away from controversy, openly defending his decision to fundraise off the vote. An unusual move, certainly, but Gaetz is no stranger to charting his own course in the turbulent waters of politics. Then we have Patrick McHenry, a figure who has been somewhat in the shadows until now. As a top ally of McCarthy, his new role as interim Speaker pro tempore has thrust him into the limelight. McHenry played a key role in negotiating McCarthy's speakership in January, but now he finds himself presiding over the vote and selection of the chamber's next Speaker. It's a pivotal position, one that could shape the future direction of the House. And let's not forget the elephant in the room, former President Donald Trump. The man who once held the highest office in the land has been notably silent on the matter, yet there's been speculation swirling about his possible involvement in McCarthy's ouster. Did he support Gaetz's move to remove McCarthy? Did he have a hand in the events that unfolded? Only time will tell. With key figures identified and their roles understood, the question remains, what are the potential implications of this event on future political scenarios? McCarthy's ousting has set the stage for a potential reshuffle in the political deck. What might these changes look like? As we delve deeper into the aftermath of Kevin McCarthy's removal, it's critical to understand the potential implications and the ripple effects that this event might send through the political sphere. The ousting of a House Speaker, especially one from the Republican Party like McCarthy, could trigger significant shifts in the party's leadership, its strategies, and ultimately, its future. The Republican Party now finds itself at a crossroads. With McCarthy's seat vacated, the question of succession becomes paramount. Several names have been floated around, with Rep. Steve Scalise and Rep. Patrick McHenry among the front-runners. The latter, a top ally of McCarthy, has already been appointed as the interim Speaker pro tempore, overseeing the selection of the chamber's next Speaker. This change in leadership could also spark a shift in the party's ideological leaning. There is a clear divide within the Republican ranks, with some members like Rep. Matt Gaetz calling for a more conservative Speaker. The decision on the next Speaker will be telling of the direction the party wishes to take. Looking at the national political landscape, McCarthy's ousting might be indicative of a broader trend. It shows that the power dynamics within the parties are fluid and subject to change, driven by internal conflicts and differing ideologies. This could potentially reshape the political landscape, influencing not just the Republican Party, but the Democrats as well. One intriguing point of speculation is the role of former President Donald Trump in this entire saga. While it is not confirmed whether Trump supported McCarthy's ouster, his influence within the Republican Party cannot be understated. Any endorsement or opposition from his end could significantly sway the course of events. As we navigate these uncharted political waters, one thing remains clear. The removal of Kevin McCarthy as House Speaker is a game changer. In the wake of such a significant political event, reactions and consequences are inevitable. Former House Speaker Kevin McCarthy, in response to his removal, chose not to run for Speaker again, stunning the room with his announcement. His criticisms were pointed, most notably towards fellow Republican Rep. Matt Gaetz, whom he accused of fundraising off the speakership vote, an act he deemed unbecoming of a member of Congress. He also didn't shy away from blaming Democrats for his ouster, claiming they chose politics over the institution. But the reactions weren't confined to McCarthy alone. From the Democrats' corner, there were orders to vacate office spaces, while Republicans expressed support for potential speaker candidates. Political analysts, on the other hand, added their expert opinions, stirring the pot of speculation on the future of the Republican Party and potential successors. This event, no doubt, has sent shockwaves through the national political landscape, affecting not only the key figures directly involved, but also the trajectory of the Republican Party and the nation's politics as a whole. And so, as we continue to observe the ripple effects of this event, we remain vigilant, ready to analyze and discuss the ever-changing political landscape.